What a beautiful time to be back in Albion. So, just some quick things. I kinda lost my copy of Fable. Yeah, random, whatever. I apparently lost my, I unfortunately lost my copy of Fable Anniversaries, so I kinda had to borrow a friend's, version, and it was on, it was on Steam, and I had to redo, like, everything from scratch, like, replay through the whole game. So I have a little, oh, sorry, I hit the mic there. I have a little bit of different things, on me at the moment. Like I said, since I did play this on Steam, I had to, unfortunately, record the video before the audio due to issues. But look at some of the new gear I have. I have the Aeon's armor, which is basically it has the highest damage armor rating of any of all the armors in the game, alongside the the toughest armor, and it's the Sophie sword. I got both of these like super early on in the game, like, gosh, I don't even know how early on, but basically before I left like Bowerstone, I got them. Like when I first got the Bowerstone, and soon after at least, I got them, and it's just OP as nuts. Because it has, the highest armor rating in the game. This armor has the same rating, and that sword's really strong. There's not many swords that go against it. Also, my stats are maxed out, as you can see here. I experimented with some new spells, which are pretty cool, like the multi-strikes. I'm going to get the multi-arrow now, because those two, that multi-strike and multi-arrow spells, are dope, and I suggest them. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. I wish I did. Instead of relying on the time freeze one, which can be a little lame. And annoying when enemies get knocked down and then take forever to get back up at higher levels.
I believe these creatures are known as summoners. My mission here has failed. I will attempt to stop their passage to the mainland. But I require assistance. The strongest among you must open the primal demon door close to this podium. It holds the fire heart. Only the chosen one will gain audience with the prophets. Use the heart to call the ship of the drowned. Hurry, before all is lost.
Scythe! We've lost him. Scorn! The demon door awoke this morning, but none of us could get through. It says we're not worthy.
It is up to you, hero. You defeated Jack single-handedly. If it will not open for you...
The man's got a point. I'll stick to my speciality and hit the books. We need to know what these summoners are. Good luck.
Yeah, you go hit the books, you nerd. Let the real heroes do this.
You bear the mask of Jack of Blades. The prophets had foreseen the coming of such a legend among heroes. The rise of the summoners in the northern wastes marks the arrival of a new threat to all things living. We have long dreaded this portent. Behind my walls lies the Fireheart. There, you will speak to the prophets who watch over it. You may enter now, but beware the beating of the heart. It has burned many before you.
The prophets of the Fireheart with...
We are the prophets of the Fireheart.
It was your destiny to seek us out, hero.
The beast arises in the frozen north. Only he who claims the heart can stop it.
Its mystical powers will guide you across the sea. There you must face a force of such evil. Not even death can silence its fury.
Oh, for crying out loud! Just tell him to get us out of here!
Yes, we were coming to that. To obtain the Fireheart, you must solve the mystery of day and night. And we'll finally be free.
Witness the board before you. Each time you turn all the moons into suns, you'll release one of us from our perpetual prison.
But fill the board with moons and one of us will perish. And the Fireheart will never be yours.
What? I thought you said he'd get it even if he gets us all killed. I heard you.
Quiet, you imbecile!
Look, it's very simple. Solve the damn puzzle. You get the heart, we get out of this hole. Everyone's happy, all right?
So, fun puzzle time, yeah. Don't you love puzzles?
You have begun.
If we, like I said, get them all sun, one gets released. Get them all moon, one dies. And you have to do it 5 times. And this is a bit of a moral choice.
Thank you, hero. Use the Fireheart wisely.
I hope I...
So a couple quick notes about what's different between this episode and the last. You may not have noticed, but there was a significant pause in videos in, say, about halfway through the LP, I would guess. Because there's only this part, like one more part.
What's happening? The light is so beautiful. Mother, I'm coming.
Excellent! Just free me!
As they're saying, they're about halfway through the videos so far, there was a bit of a break because of school mainly, and kind of my worry. I didn't want to keep releasing videos for this and then have to stop because I didn't have the game, even though I just stopped anyway. So here I managed to get the game back somehow.
Yes! Freedom at last in your face! Eternal confinement!
You are wise and benevolent, hero.
Because of me getting the game back, I'm able to finish this LP. It sucks I lost it when I was so close to finishing it. Literally like 2 hours, not even. Actually, like an hour and a half of gameplay left, including the 7 or so minutes.
I shall join my fellow prophets now. Cheerio.
So from this video and the next, I'll probably just put it in 2 videos just get it out quickly. But from the beginning of this video on to the rest of the LP is all stuff that was only in the the lost chapters, basically DLC before DLC.
You're not too bad, you know. I'll send you a postcard sometime.
Also, quick note about Fireheart. If you take too long and the timer goes down, what happens is you just get scorched by the thing and you lose some health. But it's about a quarter of your health at this point. And I got most of the health, pretty much all the health files I can find. And all the upgrades for health.
You have the Fireheart? Excellent. I knew you'd be able to do it.
I bet those prophets were a barrel of laughs too. You always get to do the fun stuff. Well, I've been looking into these summoner creatures and I'm starting to think throwing away the Sword of Eons wasn't the best idea after all. These things are bad. Too late to do anything now though.
Perhaps not. Well, it's only an old legend, but for centuries there have been tales of a powerful weapon hidden in the guild and imbued with the essence of all the heroes buried there. But the only one who's shown any real interest in it lately is Maze. He was obsessed with finding it. We know why now, of course. Perhaps you can find whatever he discovered in his old quarters. But don't forget, it is vital that you place the Fireheart in the Hook Coast Lighthouse. Its power will summon the ship to take you to the northern wastes. Good luck once more, hero.
Good luck. So you don't get this quest if you kept the Sword of Aeons from the final battle with Jack. But the Sword of Aeons basically is the super evil version, super evil sword. Almost said gun, super evil sword. And what we're getting now is the super good guy sword. The lore behind the Sword of Aeons, Jack's sword, was Mr. Superhero Man, Walsworth or whatever, I'll call him Hero Man, from back in the day, went to the Void, which is like this alternate plane of existence, and was tempted by the court, which was, you know, Jack of Blades, King of Blades, Knight of whatever of Blades, Queen of Blades, and with the sword to like give him like passage and rule over Albion, and he's like no, and he swindled them, stole the sword, ran to Albion, but he came back because he was corrupted. He had some sickness corruption that the Void gives mortals, so he went and plagued it, got rid of it, and that created its own monster that shows up in Fable 2 and 3 and the other games. So here are the greatest warriors of the guild. I believe the first guy was the Will, because it says magician, and the sorceress there was skill, most likely because she's wickedish. And here is obviously warrior strength. And then here is one who has all skills.
We see that you are pure of heart and have sacrificed ultimate power for the good of our land. We judge you worthy of evil in your hands.
Yeah, the Sword of Aeons is a super evil sword from the Void, but Avos Tear was originally, I believe, like it's just some regular guard sword, but these people, these three heroes, used it to close a massive void over Bowerstone that was going to like obliterate it, and thus it became basically the good guy version of that other sword. And they both have the same attack and augment, so it's not too big deal. Health augment, mana augment, both regen health and mana respectively, which is awesome because the health regen one just saves on health potions, and experience, which I don't need, which gives extra experience. I don't need it because I max out everything I need.
Oh, Hero, I've been expecting you. And as you can see, the town's been evacuated, just like the Guildmaster asked. Must be something serious, eh? Well, it wasn't easy getting everyone out on such short notice, but us guards know our duty. Well, I could tell you some stories, I could. But you probably don't want to hear them right now. I'll just leave it to you, sir. Good day.
So now I have to return to this blizzardy wasteland of sorts. Whoa. Oh yeah, that was the multi-blade. So good. That spell, basically what it does is I hit my sword once, and it auto-hits like 5 more times. So, like, this is one of this is the second strongest weapon in the game. There's one weapon that's slightly stronger in attack power, but has less, but it's much slower. So this, along with the Sword of Aeons, are the highest DPS swords in the game. Weapons in the game. Arrows takes so long to.
Is the fire heart in place? Good. Meet me downstairs. According to the books, the ship should arrive as soon as the heart's energy reaches full power. What the hell? A summoner. It's trying to destroy the heart. We have to protect it. Come on, we have to stop it before it destroys the fire heart.
So, fun fact about the summoners. If you remember the Disturbance in Darkwood quest I did a couple episodes ago with Briar Rose, we were at a shrine, or she was casting a spell on a shrine to reverse a spell, or cancel a spell, and we had to fought off Jack's minions. That was the thing.
Summoners. The heart needs more time to power up. Come on.
The summoners themselves, these guys, was what was being summoned. So we stopped it, but then like a couple hours later we fight them anyways. I don't know, I guess you can't, Jack couldn't summon them closer to Albion because of magic reasons or something. I don't know. And they have this stupid, when they're charging that attack and you hit them, they just blow you back. It's so annoying. But oh yeah, check out what the spell does as they get knocked down. Bam! I hit him and he gets hit several more times. And it's so good because my sword's so powerful. I can take those guys out with one of those swipes with a multi-hit and a regular hit. at this point in the game, and this is literally the end game. Like, we're about to get to a whole new copyright area. That's even snowier than this one, if you can believe it. I like snowy areas in games. It's nice and peaceful. It reminds me of a nice snowy day.
Here's your ride. Looks, cozy. When you get to the Northern Wastes, your guild seal will activate the local teleporters, and I'll be able to join you. Scythe would have done it long ago, but he destroyed his seal before he arrived. Didn't want Maze to know what he was up to, I guess. Well, have a nice trip. Maybe when I see you next, we can have a snowball fight.
The strange, silent ship set sail into the featureless swell. Day after day, it carved its path among the waves, an ocean phantom moving ever forward. Then the moment came, when icy peaks speared out of the horizon mist. These were the shores of the Lost Bay. The Northern Wastes lay beyond them.
Welcome to the Northern Wastes, Guildsman. I had feared you lost. I am Scythe, though my name has long been forgotten in the guild. Maze saw to that. My apologies for not meeting you in person. I must remain in Snowspire Village and protect it from summoners. Terrible though they are but a symptom of a much greater power rising in these lands. Meet me in Snowspire in the far north. I will explain everything, and then we must consult the town's ancient oracle. I pray we can awaken it, and that it holds the answers we seek.
Hey, the teleporters are up and running. Nice one. I'm going to have a look around after speaking to Scythe. Catch you later.
I honestly forget the name of it. I know this is the Lost Bay, which is a silver key here, and down the path there, trivially for show off, is a chest, silver key. So the weapon in this chest costs 30 silver keys, and I don't have 30 right now. I literally can't have 30 legitimately, because there's one in a later area, but the sword in that chest is super cool, has a super cool backstory. Basically, the dude was like, his family was getting attacked and slaughtered by, I think, undead or something, and he basically made a pact with the demons, like, hey, you give me a weapon that can kill all these enemies and avenge my family, and I will give you my heart and my soul or whatever. So he does. He uses the sword and he kills all the undead, and he's like basically avenges his family. But his heart is ripped out and put into the sword, which is pretty rad. It's pretty metal. It's pretty cool. If I'm gonna go like that. Have my spirit put into a sword. Sort of like some anime bullshit where some hero later in life, later down the road, years later. Oh, I hit the mic. Sorry. Years later, will just come along and find it and go, oh, I lost this, and then I'll just appear as a ghost and like, I will be your guide on this journey, this spiritual journey. And then I'll quickly stop talking like that, because I'd probably get, if I was a ghost, I would probably like spook people out like that. It'd be cool, just accidents and stuff. Yeah, another type of troll. I don't know. He's tougher than the rest. He has annoying attacks. His I remember when I played through this. I played through this whole section twice another time for recording the collectibles, and he just kept comboing me with the ice spear thing that goes along the ground. So annoying. Cause like, I stopped time too. This is that was partly what caused me to just stop using the stop time power, and just use the multi hit, because he would hit me. I would stop time, and he would just hit me multiple times on the ground, and I couldn't move because it would hit me and then knock me down, and hit me and knock me down, and it was literally right there over me. And the more higher the slow time power is ranked, the more time is slowed. Like you'll see in a second, because it does have some good applications. But like level 1 will kind of make you go, I don't know, I guess twice as fast as everyone else. The next, like level 4, will make you go like 8 times faster than everyone else. You'll look like the Flash, basically, which is kind of what I imagine what the enemies see right now. Like, you see it's a lot slower than it was before, and they like the world around you is basically in like 5 frames per second or something, and they're just so slow they don't even know I'm there. Like sometimes they can get a hit out on me, but it's rare. It's very uncommon. And meanwhile, if I try to run through, I am almost guaranteed hits. Except there, I was lucky. Link would be proud of my rolling into the doors. Rolling in this game is kind of fun. Not super fantastic, but it's kind of fun. See? I feel like there's something buried over here, but I don't know. It's just such an obvious area that I feel it's more than just for looks. Because, you know, you gotta be skeptical like that in games and in life, but I don't know. Maybe it is just for nothing. I'll never know. But there is something over here that I want. Something good in the fishing. Oh, by the way, got a new fishing rod from the Fishing Champion minigame, or side quest. There's 3 tiers of rewards. The second tier is a silver key, but the first tier is this rod. Basically, what happens in that quest is you put a fish in, and he's like, "Oh, this is all right, but not good enough. Here, have this this shit tier reward of the super awesome champion rod," and then you use that to catch even bigger fish, because what it does is it allows you to catch heavier fish, and you can't tell from there, but the tensile strength of the string's a lot stronger, so you can pretty much, as the fish is trying to get away from you, you can just keep slowly rhythmically pressing the button to keep it kind of reeled in. But you use that to get the next 2 tier rewards.
There you are. So how was the cruise? Me? I'm more of a teleporter girl. Good thing your seal set the local ones off. I've managed to get a good look around, and this pile of stones might be worth investigating. See all those inscriptions? I'm heading back to the guild to work on the translations. You should carry on to Snowspire and speak with Scythe. He's waiting for you. Catch you later!
I wish I could teleport like that. This little area here will be useful in a little bit. In about half an hour or so. But first, let's veer off the course just a little bit. We got a health upgrade potion, but here is a mana upgrade potion, which I think I save. I don't know. I don't remember if I saved it or used it on that, or not used it at all, actually. I don't know. What are the... One of the more useful things about the mana will master potions is it does extend your will energy a little bit, but it also restores it, like, completely, I think, which is pretty cool, but also has that too good to use syndrome, like, oh, I don't want to replenish it fully because it could be useful, but I want more. Usually I would just say just use it right then and there. You can buy potions easy. They're pretty cheap after a while.
Welcome to Snowspire, hero. Walk with me. Speak of your journey. summoners have reached Hook Coast. Then there is less time than I thought, and I have much to tell you. I arrived here many years ago, when the guild believed Jack of Blades would use the Snowspire Oracle in his search for the sword. Now it is we who are in need of its wisdom. To speak with it, we will need the Glyphs of Inquiry. They were hidden in the Age of Archon by 4 acolytes, who buried them deep in the haunted necropolis. I will send word to the necropolis guards to grant you passage.
So, it's a whole city. A new city to explore, new shops, same old garbage. It's seriously in Final Fantasy games, it's not so bad, but in this game, especially, it's horrendous, because you can get chainmail and plate mail, like, in the first town in Barrowstone. And if you can get enough potions and get your Guile skill up, just a couple, you can do infinite money. It'll take some time, but you can do infinite money, and then you get some more potions, and you do even more infinite money, which is basically, it's not even a glitch or anything, it's just like an exploit, where, if you have, like, say, 50 health potions, the guy's like, oh yeah, I'll buy them, like, 50 each, and then you sell them all, and then he's like, oh yeah, I have 50 health potions, I'll sell them for 25 gold each, and you just keep doing that, and you just amass money. It's like, this is actually broken, and super early in the game, like, before you do too much, you can get a full set of best armor, the best armor in the game, and an amazing sword that rivals... Oh, it's frozen over, there's no fish there. And a sword that rivals the end-game sword early on in the game. And it's just... it kind of breaks it.
Oh yes, Sai told us to let you in. Well, I guess you better show him through.
Yeah, nice try, Mungo. It's your turn, and you know it.
Ah, nuts. All right then, follow me. Right, that's as far as I'm going. This place ain't safe, you know. The old town's full of ghosts. Folks say the poor beggars don't even realise they're dead. Anyway, take care looking for them, glyphs, they're called, right? You're not the first one that's come rummaging for pieces of carved stone, you know. The others found more than they bargained for, though. Rotting corpses, the lot of them now. Anyway, have a nice day.
You can tell the dialogue writers were getting a little tired. Oh, more than before though. Blah 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 though. So there's several, I believe those things are like in guaranteed spots, those 4 glyphs. But I'm gonna dig up all the graves anyways, just for the lulz. Because everything else has, well, there's one grave at the end that you need to, that at the very end of this path you'll see on the minimap. It's very obvious. But there's 3 throughout the graveyard here. And everything else, all the other graves, have red tablets which summon enemies. And, you know, I'll do it anyways just because. So yeah, the time stop ability by itself, I've found out it is, like, annoying, but teamed up with the multi-strike, I can get several multi-strikes, 2 or 3 maybe, within one time stop. And it's amazing. I could, like, I wipe out bosses with it. Not that I've decided to use that ability too early on in the game, which I wish I did. Although I don't see myself conceivably playing through this game anytime soon, just because I did record a couple key evil elements, like the sword choice at the end of the base game, the decision you have at the end of this expansion, and a quest that you'll see in the next episode. But yeah, like I said, like this 2 hours of content, a couple new areas, new keys, new demon doors. That demon door, by the way, wants all your silver keys. and yes, you have to give them up for him. So that's like one of the last collectibles you get in the game after you get all the keys and then all the chests, and then you can get that demon door. Otherwise, you're boned. Or if you get no keys throughout the whole game until you and then get here, you're like, oh, that's okay. That's fine. Tell him you have no keys, like, oh, okay, and he opens up. But you know, like I said, there's Fable, and then Fable: The Lost Chapters, which has all this stuff from the beginning of this episode. Yeah, let's make this one big episode, and the next episode. Everything from you know, from the getting the prophets, the Fireheart, to the end of this boss. All sort of that. Back in the day, for you youngins who don't know, nowadays, you can buy DLC online and expansion packs. But back in the day, for like Diablo 2 and whatnot, you had to buy expansion packs physically at the store, or in the case of Fable, have like a re-release that has the additions into it. Now, some might say it's a bit of a money-grabbing scheme, probably more than DLC separate, but with the ability to sell DLC so easily separate nowadays, take a look at EA. Microtransactions, Final Fantasy 13-2 and whatever. Hey, you want a better ending? Here, buy this DLC and play through it. Stuff like that. Mandatory stuff like, oh, here's costumes. Here's a chunk of the story that we cut out and polished up and then released as DLC because lols. But then you have good DLC like Dark Souls where they're like, we didn't have time to finish this section, so we're going to release the game again, but with this section in it, which is very similar to what Fable did. Although I don't know if they were like, oh, we didn't have time for it. I just know that they released the game Fable with the Lost Chapters in it. And by the way, this is the Archon's battle chest. He's like one of the greatest heroes ever, or whatever. And his armor set here is the strongest in the game, but also it's the same defense as what I have now. An armor that I got like in the first 2 hours of the game. It's nuts. As I was saying, yeah, you know, back in the day, I bought Lost Chapters, which came with this DLC. So yeah, that's basically how you had to do it back then. Nowadays, you young whippersnappers have it too easy. You could just buy the game and then buy a DLC pack separate. Although that being said, I did buy all the DLC packs for Fable 2 and 3, I think. All the ones that weren't cosmetics. I know in like 2 and 3, I think there's, especially 3, there's like, so what you can do is you can dye your clothes. In Fable 2 and 3, clothes don't have an armor rating anymore. Thank the gods. Thank Mr. Molyneux himself. Because, you know, like I said, the problem with that is, in a game that, and by the way, I have a lot of potions and stuff, and a lot of healing and whatnot, but the summoners do a damn bit of damage to me still. Even when, even still. So yeah, a game that depends on health and potions, and enemies can hit really hard, and there's some really tough battles. Nobody's gonna want to wear like something that gives a third of the total defense you can possibly get just because it looks nice. Although there's some people, but it's not many people will. Compared to games like Dark Souls, where the defense rating does matter some, it can help you in a pinch. See, this is exactly the spot that I got stuck on. Like in Dark Souls, the armor rating helps, but it's not gonna. It can save your life, but it's not gonna be the thing that saves your life throughout the game. You have to, you know, get good, as they say, roll, dodge, and, you know, deflect, block, and stuff. It's not the armor. But in this game, 1000 rating armor versus what, 300 rating armor, you take over twice as much damage just to look good. Yeah, in Fable 2 and 3, armor doesn't have an clothing doesn't have an armor rating. Thank goodness. I don't even think there's like suits of armor actually in those games. It's just clothes, I think. But yeah, you can dye the clothes in those games certain colors, you know, to customize your character, which I think is a good idea. But you know, some of the DLC has like special Some of the DLC I think in 3 is like dyes, special dyes, which I'm like, alright, well I'm not going to buy that because it's not that worth it. I know there's other stuff like, what's it? I don't remember. I think there's stuff like you have a dog companion in those games. You can like be like, oh, get a husky potion that turns into a husky dog or turns into a Labrador dog, and I'm like, alright, I don't care for that because the DLC I got turns into something really cool, and you'll see that later. I do plan on doing Fable 2 and 3 as well. Ooh, pausing. But yeah, see what I mean? The 2 summoners are like kicking my butt. Yeah, all these ages of skill, will, and might. The only ones there that are actually useful is the magic one, but like I don't even care because I already maxed out all the spells I want. And even if I go through and max out more spells just to have them maxed, they still show up on my quick slide bar and just clutter it up, and it's just not worth it. I mean, if it's like gonna be the last thing you do, like you finish, you beat the game, you defeat the final boss, then maybe if you want. There's not much point to it. We did it. Let's go back and do the YMCA dance. I have trouble taking this DLC too seriously because it's like, oh, we must consult the elders. YMCA is their emotions. Oh, jeez. You basically do YMCA. They're 4 separate expressions, which is annoying because you have to hotkey like all your hotkeys, all 4 of your hotkeys there in the corner, just for those to be able to do stuff for the elders. But all they do really is give you information about like enemies and items and like locations, fun facts and trivia, pretty much. Not really worth it.
I've uncovered the glyphs. Very good. It is time we awoke the Oracle from its deathly slumber. O great Oracle, grant us the knowledge we seek. What evil rises in this land? The prophecy is fulfilled. The guildsman is here. You follow the footsteps of the one who bore the mask you carry. Jack of Blades has awakened the dormant power of the Summoners. He has used the blood of your family to feed his new shell beyond the Bronze Gate. But now his soul mask is in your hands. You must use it to feed the Archon's shrine and open the gate. Go now and face your destiny. So Jack has cheated death once more. Never have we encountered a being like him. I do not envy you. The Bronze Gate has long been a symbol of doom in this land. Return to Briar Rose at the shrine. Perhaps she can tell you how to use Jack's soul mask. I must return to the guild. May fate smile on you.
So now you can use one of the 4 glyphs expressions to interact with the dudes, and they tell you stuff about like Balverines and locations and stuff. Interesting tidbits, but not like important facts. Nothing important really. It's funny. It's like, oh, we need these glyphs. Cool, you got them. All right, let's just go and stare at the dudes and be like, hey, tell me stuff. And they're like, okay. Yeah, if it's not obvious, the glyph things are YMCA. I don't know if you get the joke, because there's 4 oracles and or whatever. Yeah, it's it's funny, it's hilarious, but like at the same time, like, come on, guys, really? Like, it doesn't make sense in the context of this universe, because the village people don't exist. I mean, I guess maybe there's like a group of bards that exist eventually, or existed, who went by that and they became oracles or something. I don't know. So there's one interesting shop in this town that doesn't exist anywhere else in the game. It's not the tailor, but you can get the wig again if you want. It's actually like a donation shop or something, and there's a very special outfit in there that you get from DLC for having the anniversary edition of the game. It's pretty lackluster. Because like I said, it looks cool, but at the same time the armor rating is like half of this armor. And the only reason I'm not wearing the helmet is I'm losing out like 100 defense not wearing the helmet, but I'm not wearing it just because we can see my character's emotions and expressions and stuff. So yeah, the Scythe's outfit, it's very expensive, and it's not even good armor. I know there's like the whale user armors like protects against magic damage, but like compared to how often you encounter magic attacks, well, which is fairly frequent actually this later in the game, compared to just raw physical, like it's not, it's fine. I'd rather have armor rating. Like, look at that, the armor rating's literally half. I look pretty snazzy. Bold somehow, but I don't know, it's not worth it. Next time.